Hello basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Al's Basketball Training, and today I'm going to give you some quick 10-second low 1-4 basketball plays that you can run against different types of defenses. Now, these type of plays are great if you're running the type of style of play that really just uses 10 seconds out of the clock so you can get a quick shot. But also, if you don't have much time left on the clock, this offense might be for you. So, let's get down to the clipboard and let's check these out. Okay, so first in this play, we're going to be having player 5. He's going to be setting a screen for player 2, and player 2 is then going to be setting a screen for player 1. Now, this is against a man-to-man defense. We're going to be doing other plays later on against zone defenses as well, just to keep in mind. But player 1 is going to be using that screen, and what's going to happen is now player 4, at the same time as this screen is happening, he's going to be setting a screen for player 3. Player 3 is going to be using that screen. He's going to be popping up, and player 5 is going to be rolling out towards the three-point line. The idea behind this is for player 1 to take a three-point shot. That's one option. The other option is for player 2 to roll off, and he's going to be then cutting towards the rim, in which case he may be open for a layup. If there's a switch, if there's no switch, and let's say everyone's covered, then that's not an option, but we may have now player 3 open on the other side of the court from this screen, who is now open for that three-point shot. So, keeping in mind, option number 1 is the three-point shot. Option 2 is the layup. Option 3 is a possible player 5 three-point shot. And the last option is player 3 taking a three-point shot as well. Now, great play. Let's go up against a 2-3 zone really quickly, and let's check out another play that you could run. So against the 2-3 zone, you're probably going to be seeing the defense play a bit higher on the wings, and you're going to be most likely seeing a trap up top. That's generally how a strong 2-3 zone defense works, is because these two players, their trapping area is right in the middle, so they're probably going to be trapping player 1, trying to force him to the right or left. Now, from here, what we're going to be doing is, again, a very similar move, and this is, or at least a very similar play. And what we're going to be having is player 4 coming up instead of the wing. Player 4 is going to be setting that screen, and we're going to be having player 1, he's going to be attacking the rim. Now, coming out of the screen, he will be attacking, which will be collapsing the defense. Now, quite a few different options open up. Number 1, we may have player 5 who now is sealing player 3 on the inside, and he may get an easy layup. Option 2 is player 3 at the three-point line, and another option is player 3 cutting, driving baseline, and player 3 may be open for that layup. So there's quite a few different options that are happening right now. Our backup option is player 2 popping up to the free throw line extended, because now let's say player 1 fought through. Player 4 now, he never really popped it down. Player 3 was able to front face, and now we have player 5 coming up to play player 4, and player 1 fought through the screen. Now what we have basically come to see is now player 1 has a possible open lane to player 2 if the zone defense was able to play strong zone like we see right here. We do have an outlet to player 2, and we may even have player 4 who can move over towards this free throw line extended to be the outlet pass, or at least the escape pass for player 1. Now, both of those plays are really great, one against a man-to-man and another against a 2-3 zone. Let's check out one more play. It's going to be up against a 3-2 zone, and then we're going to do another play against a 2-1-2. So let's get down to the clipboard and let's check out these last two basketball plays. Okay, so here we have a 3-2 zone defense. We have single coverage up top, we have 3 and 2 cutting off passing lanes, and 4 and 5 being strong in the low post. So what I like to do here is something that's a little bit different than what other coaches may have ever used, at least in your experience. And that is to have player 5 set a screen across for player 4. Player 4 is going to be using that screen, and he's going to be going towards the high post. Now, if he can go towards the high post and be able to be open to get that pass, that's going to draw player 2 in and player 5 up just a bit, because player 5 doesn't really have anyone to guard over here. Player 5's zone is this area. Player 2's zone is generally this area. So player 4 may be collapsing or may be able to collapse the defense to get player 2 open. Player 2 can also be cutting towards the rim where he can receive that pass for a layup. However, something else to keep in mind. When player 5 sets that screen, I want him to roll, pivot, and seal player 4. The reason why we're sealing player 4 is so that player 4 blue, he's able to pass down to player 5 blue for that layup. That's another option that is open, and that's an option that I personally really love to exploit in this offensive play. Now, another option from player 4 is if that does draw in player 1, we can now have essentially player 1 blue setting a screen away for player 3, and player 3 blue using that screen popping up towards the point. And if he has a quick shot, he can even get off that shot really quickly from the 3-point line. However, this is a last case scenario. Our number one options is for player 4 to take a shot, or look for player 2 or 5 who may be open for layups or a 3-point shot. Okay, so now we have a 2-1-2 zone. So from here, generally speaking, player 3 has this area, 4 has that area, 1 has there, 2 has there, and player 5 generally has that whole middle section. So some teams do play with a point guard in the middle and player 5 on the side. I think it's South Korea does that. But personally, what I like to do is have player 5 guarding the middle. The reason for that is because now he can battle it out in the low post, but also if he's quick enough, he can defend and pressure shooters from the point. So in this play, what we're going to be having, player 2 and 1 are probably going to be playing a bit wider, making it look like a 3-2 zone. What we're going to be having here is to have player 4 setting a screen up for player 1. The reason for this is because I want to see player 2 blue cutting across the key, which is going to draw player 2 in, and I want to see player 3 coming up to the free throw line extended. This is where I want to see player 3 get a pass. Now, if he has a quick shot, he can totally jack up that shot. And now, what I want to see happen is player 2 coming up. He was more of a fake at this point, coming up and setting a back screen on player 5, because player 2 blue is going to be, or 2 red, sorry, is going to be popping out. Now I want to see player 1 driving towards the rim. I want to see a quick pass in to player 1. The reason for this is because now player 4 and 3 will be coming up to play help defense. Most likely, if player 5 is still here, I want him to be backing up to the 3-point line. At the same time, I want player 4 to be now driving towards the rim, because if player 3 comes up too high, this is a nice bounce pass for a layup. If player 5 goes out towards the mid-range or even 3-point line area, he's open because we've collapsed the defense, and overall, a fantastic play to run against a 2-1-2. Now, I hope that these quick 10-second plays help your team win more games. I hope that this is a great strategy against these zones for you, and I'll see you guys again later on today for the second video of the day. I hope that you have enjoyed.